Why does Sligo Rovers need a stadium development plan?
Well, this started off about 15 months ago when my colleague Mark Cummins was looking at what he could do for our forthcoming centenary in 2028. We formed a subcommittee and we decided then to put a development plan that will last for the next 40 to 50 years. This follows on from our strategic plan we did in 2017. But we're an ambitious club and we decided if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right.
What is the purpose of the master plan?
The purpose of the master plan is to put the foundations in place for the club for the next 40 to 50 years. We're a community-based club and we have to find additional income streams to keep the club and all the other teams that we have afloat for the next number of years. We cannot stand still. And if you look at all the other clubs in the League of Ireland, our competitors, the Shamrock Rovers have got a new stadium in Tallaght. Bohemians are in the process of building a new stadium in Dalymount Park. Our good colleagues up in Donegal, Finn Harps, are moving ahead with their stadium. But that's the way forward and we have to do this. If you look at the grandstand behind me there, it's quite old and it needs replacing. And we need to put a roof on the one on the other side here. So there's an awful lot to do here for the Showgrounds, but it's more about that. I think it's up to football clubs to also produce better facilities to attract more fans on a nightly basis. We would like to see people come in earlier to football matches and avail of all the facilities that we intend putting in place to make it a really great night out for all the fans. We also see bringing families here to the Showgrounds in bigger numbers. And I do believe by providing these facilities, we will at least double our attendances going forward.
Do you believe you can bring the master plan to fruition?
Well, it's a big challenge, but it's been a huge challenge for Sligo Rovers for the past 93 and a half years. But I believe there's huge support for these proposals that we're bringing forward, and I think we will get a lot of support from everybody. Yes, I believe that we'll bring this to fruition, and our plan would be to get this all in place by the time of our centenary in 2028. That's 6.5 years, and that's probably a reasonable timescale.
What impact does Sligo Rovers have in Sligo?
Well, Sligo Rovers is the heart and soul of the community. And this project is not just about the senior team alone, it is about our academy. 35% of our first team squad this year is coming from our academy. We have to enlarge that academy, we have to bring more people into it. It's also about education. We have tie-ins with Summerhill College, with Sligo IT. It's also about the women's game. We have 2 women's teams at present. We will have 4 women's teams next year or the year after. So and it's also about our wonderful community who have supported this club over the past almost 100 years.
What progress has the Sligo Rovers Academy made in recent years and compared to your days as a footballer?
Well, I suppose the opportunity has been the big one. You can see there's 4 or 5 players have come through in the last couple of years that are now playing the first team or in around the first team. And there's a pathway there from under 14 to under 19 to first team, which wouldn't have been there in my day. It would have been coming from your local club, play reserves and try and get into the senior team that way. So there's an obvious pathway, as I said. There's collaboration between the whole club. Everyone knows every player in the club, which probably wouldn't have been the same in the past. And every guy coming in the gate has given a fair and equal opportunity until he gets on the pitch, or if he doesn't make the first team pitch.
How big could the academy be with the right facilities?
Well, everything is going right at the moment, but with more teams coming in year on year, we need more facilities and we need bigger facilities, and we're very lucky to have a brilliant facility here, our own facility, which a lot of clubs don't have. But as I said, we've an extra girls team coming this year, under 19. Down the road, 2025, they're looking at more girls teams and probably an extra boys team under 13 maybe. So we need a facility where we can cater for all our teams and not be going from facility to facility really. And I think it makes the setup more professional as a group and as a team, that we're all in one area. And it's something that I think we're going to need, as I said, because of the vast number of teams coming down the road.
Do you think the likes of Sligo Rovers could develop international footballers, and what resources do you need to make it happen?
Yeah, well, I think we have international footballers in our midst at the moment. We've a couple of underage internationals, or be it under 15. Obviously, there hasn't been international football for the last 2 years, but we've had 17s, 18s, 19s internationals over the last couple of years. Obviously, Ed was with the 21s last year, so I think that is there at the moment. Obviously, the more resources, the better facilities we have, the better pitches we have, the better coaches we'll have, and obviously we'll have better players. And I think obviously Seamus was here as a teenager and went on to be an international, so I don't see us that we can't produce these players. But I do think you know, as I said, the better facilities we have can only help us create more international footballers.
Are facilities vital to discover the next generation of footballers?
They're not vital, but they are important. You know, facilities aren't going to create brilliant footballers, but what they are going to give is the boys and girls the opportunity to train. You know, and we want to have facilities that we have players able to train on good facilities regularly in the same area, that we're not looking for different facilities around the county to host our players for training, be it boys or girls. We would like to have our own area where we train, and I think it would be very important too for our coaches to have that as well, that we can have that kind of community spirit within our academy throughout the club.